Good evening and welcome to Real Talk with T Holmes. It is an exciting last 2 weeks in this one episode. I know we have been out of touch for 2 weeks, but guess what? We are back and we're going to finish this episode. Forgiveness brings about healing. So, in our first 2 weeks, I want to recap. We talked about decide to forgive others for yourself. What happens when you forgive? Forgiving yourself. That was on week one. Then on week two, we discussed forgiveness frees you, it releases your mental state, uncovering anger, and it also releases emotional anger. So now on week three and week four, we healing in these last 2 weeks. We are no longer angry, we're no longer bitter, we are no longer holding in resentment. So now it's time to heal. Before I go any further, I would like to discuss a post that I seen last week, week four last, on Instagram, and it quoted, "You're not stuck. You're just committed to certain patterns and behavior because they helped you in the past." So, oftentimes I will always say, we stuck, but really it's not us being stuck. What it is that you are committed to that same pattern and that behavior because it has helped you cope in the past or it's helping you coping right now. And when I read that post, I had to say to my own self, like, Tammy, that has been used several times because a lot of times we are comfortable in a situation, we are in a familiarity of what has gone on. So we think that we can no longer do anything different because it's a different scenery for us. But what I came to realize is that it's way too many of us who feel sorry for ourselves for way too long. I'm going to repeat that again. Way too many of us who feel sorry for ourselves for way too long. It's no longer being committed for those the behavior that is helping us. Okay, it's time for us to move on. And as we are moving on, I would like to also discuss something that was gross to me. I had a conversation with a young lady, an entrepreneur, and we was talking about healing, talking about not being bitter anymore. And she said to me, she said, Tim, one day I woke up and she said, I said to myself, I'm tired of myself. I'm tired of being bitter. I'm tired of being angry. So if I'm tired of myself, I know that other people around me are tired as well. But to me, that was growth. That was very strong to be able to realize that if you tired of yourself, that means that you can now identify that it's some major issues that you've been dealing with and that you need to deal with. So I want us to embrace that, embrace any area that we can grow in, and then identify. Say to yourself, I'm making it personal now, Tammy, all right, what are you tired of within yourself? What is it? And then work on that. Okay. So as we go into week three and week four, we are here. This is what we are doing. We are healing. We will be reconstructing and working through, having hope and wanting to be renewed, no longer in denial about anything. Okay. So when we are reconstructing and working through, it means wanting to be healed is a choice. And when we want to be healed and that's a choice, it means we're having hope, we're bouncing back. We're no longer staying where we were. We're moving forward. And in the midst of moving forward, a lot of times it comes about um, the everyday things that we were doing. We got to change up some things. Sometimes some of the same people we talk to every single day, you got to skip days and talking to them so you can get in a new scenery and a new mindset. I just had a conversation with my son this morning about everything starts on our mindset. My 12-year-old about to turn 13. These new kids, they different, and a lot of times they have justifications for why they feel the way they feel. But in my household, we don't settle for that. Okay, so we're reconstructing and working through. We're working through. We're dealing with whatever it is, our emotions and our feelings. We're dealing with that and having hope, because healing is what, a choice. I often say that everyday life is about choices and decisions. So we have to choose to heal. Okay, so then as we choose to heal, we're having hope, never giving up. Because in the midst of giving up, when we doubting ourselves, and doubt is to come. Guess what? I deal with people every day, and a lot of times I doubt myself on a whole lot of things. But then I also was told last week by a publisher, like, why not you? Why not you, and whatever new deal that you want to do? Because doubt is only there for a second, but do you react on your doubt? Do you push forward on your doubt? Who do you believe in? I believe in Tam. I'm a bet on Tam at any given time. So I want you to bet on yourself as well. Okay, and then we have to want to be renewed. In the midst of being renewed, we got to change all new surroundings. Sometimes leaving family alone, spouse, children, you know, get in a mindset of wanting to produce new opportunities, want to be able to put yourself in a new energy, new vibe, in new places with higher people and higher mind. It's not to say that because we are determined to go forward that we're looking down on our people that was once bringing us negative energy and negative vibe. But hey, who in the hell want to deal with that for the rest of their life? I don't. So I'm hoping that you're feeling the same way. Okay, so we are here, and it's time for us to be healed. There are several stages of healing, and each stage has a different depth to each person aspects. In order to heal, you first have to accept, I no longer want to be hurt by whatever the situation is, and it's okay. Like the fact that you no longer want to be hurt means that you no longer feeling sorry for yourself. You done had your time, you done had your moment. Now it's time to move on, because again, when we are not forgiving, we giving other people control, and we've taken our control back because we in our stages of healing. So we're no longer giving other people control of us. Okay. Then we got to have the insights of healing. What's the benefits of leaving that situation or person behind? Everybody's situation is different. So your benefits is different than my benefits, and my benefits is different than yours. But have an insight on what your benefits are. Then we need the action to back up the plan. What plans do I have to stay healthy, happy, and joyful? Because a lot of times, sometimes you can just talk to a certain person and they just rambling, 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 and then it just puts you in a whole new mood. What's your plan behind that? Don't answer the phone. Do not disturb. I got some cousins and even my kids. I'm like, y'all got that damn do not disturb on again. But guess what? Now I really get it, because there's some people I need to have my phone on do not disturb for them too. But I ain't even got to that place yet. Look, I'm here telling y'all this, but in the midst of, sometimes it's some people that just nag, 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 and you be like, damn, again. So sometimes you do have to do not disturb some people, okay? But in the midst of staying healthy, happy, and joyful, sometimes you got to take some different routes. Sometimes you may have to go to counseling, remove yourself, find different ways to implement positive energy only. Then the most important part of the action plan is having a stable mindset. Having a stable mindset will dictate every aspect of whatever it is that you're going through. Okay. Our last one is self-esteem. Renewed. When you wanting to be renewed, that self-esteem plays a major part. It is the part of being renewed. New conversations, new attitude, new wardrobe. Yes, even new wardrobe, because sometimes clothing reminds us of different things. So sometimes you got to put away all of that. Not to say nobody's sitting on thousands or hundreds of dollars to go out and buy a new wardrobe in one day. But sometimes it may be a certain black shirt or black dress that you wear that may put you in that mindset of what happened. Honey, burn it. Throw that stuff away. Okay, so we are um, in our different ways of being healed. We got acceptance, accepting I no longer want to be hurt. We have our insights. What's the benefits of leaving that person or situation behind? Our action. What's the plan? Sometimes you got to write some stuff down, put it in your notes. on your phone, and then be reminded every day that I must have a plan behind every situation. Sometimes it may cause for a plan B or C, maybe even a D if A, B, or C doesn't work out. Okay. And then the most important part of healing is a stable mindset. That's going to make all the difference in the world. Okay, so I want us to understand that being healed is a choice. We choosing to heal. We have chosen not to be hurt no more. We've chosen not to be bitter or have resentment. And so as we are combining week 3 and week 4 together, um, in a few minutes we're gonna be talking about we here now, we healing. But as I finish off week 3, anything that reminds you of your past or whatever it is that's causing you to hurt, you have to get rid of. And understanding that is a key factor in order for you to heal. Now, of course, our topic is forgiveness brings about healing. And just because you are doing away with something that reminds you of whatever the situation is that caused you to be in that circumstance, to cause you to be bitter or resentment, you can't feel sorry because you're doing away with whatever it is, clothing, a hairstyle, music, certain places you might go. Then you got to build yourself up. Remind yourself daily that I am a king, I am a queen, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm a jewel, I'm a diamond, I'm not replaceable. Everybody is different. God created everybody different, and everybody is not replaceable. Once we get that in our mindset, I think we will be so much better. Okay. You are victorious, you loved, and most importantly, you're a child of God. And when you know whose you are and who you are, that right there give us all the strength to leap to the next part. Leap to the next street, leap to the next avenue, the next boulevard, the next circle, the next cul-de-sac. We must take a leap. When you believe in yourself and you are leaping, it will be the naysayers that may say, oh, they think they this, they think they that now, because they no longer are talking a negative. Because when you are bitter and you have resentment, then that's how we speaking is negative. And sometimes as long as we talking negative energy, that's the only thing people want to hear. But when you start to heal, you're not even talking that negative energy anymore. You giving out positive vibes, positive energy. And guess what? Them old negative people that you were once still dealing with, they don't want to hear nothing positive. They don't want to hear, because now that means that you're no longer on their side. You're not swallowing the fence anymore, because remember before, as you had the mindset, I want to heal, sometimes we just say no if we could heal. And then when you then believe in yourself and say I'm going to heal, now you're on the other side of the fence. Okay, so we're not swallowing the fence back and forth, because as we have built ourselves up and we remind ourselves daily of who we are, guess what, we now will be on week 4. We are healing, and we're going to talk about what it means to heal on today. Okay. On forgiveness brings about healing. On week 4, we combine week 3 and week 4 together. We are healing, and you've gained your control back. Okay. So proper gain of your feelings and thoughts. It's okay to have them because you want to deal with them. It means your feelings and your thoughts. You want to deal with them at that time. And then once we deal with them, what do? We let that go. Okay. I couldn't say the famous word I will always say, because I'm going to back this up with a scripture. So my cousin said, you can't cuss and then talk about God in the same sentence, which is true. And I knew that before. Okay. But Proverbs 12 and 15 says, the way of a fool is in his own eyes. What does that mean, people? That means that God gave us our feelings and emotions for a reason. What do you think of you will determine what you see in your own eyes. And then you are above being low. God has given us everything that we need on a daily basis to be healed. What determines us being healing is what we do with it. I said when we was recapping on week 3, it's way too many of us that feel sorry for ourselves for way too long. Do away with that. He give us pride. He give us ego. But the pride and the ego, if we continue to ponder on that and not deal with our feelings, that means that we're going to stay in that same situation. Because pride and ego will have us acting foolish, real, real foolish. Okay. Then we have to focus on, in the midst of God giving us what we need to overcome anything we may ever face. So when you are going through something, you have to understand that those strong emotions and feelings that we having on a daily basis, we have to deactivate those. Deactivate those who are causing you to feel and have those thoughts. Okay. Then we talk about you've gained your control, what it is to be controlling. The Bible also remind us in Colossians 3 and 15 to be led by peace in making decisions. That means that everything that we do, we should be praying every day before a choice and decision. We don't always do that. You may have some people who do that, and any choice and decision that they may be making. I myself, if I'm thinking about it first, I do, but I don't always pray before making a choice and a decision. And guess what? I've gotten myself in some situations before, because had I just prayed about it and asked God to calm my spirit, I know Tammy would not have reacted or said, whatever it was that she said or did. Okay, so in the midst of a good statement to remember, I read this a week or so ago, and I wanted to make sure I tell you all this. A good statement to remember is that wisdom says wait, emotion says to hurry. So when our wisdom, and that's part of my daily prayer, is praying for wisdom and knowledge, not only for myself, but for my kids and my family as a whole. Because when we talk about wisdom, wisdom is giving us the patience to wait. But when we got to be in a hurry and we got to be moving, that's us acting off of our emotions. And our emotions will get us caught up every time. Okay. So, and to me, I thought that was a super powerful statement. Wisdom says wait, emotion says hurry. So a lot of times when our emotions want us to hurry, that means that, because when you waiting brings about patience. And then sometimes God will sit us still, not to react and not to move as quickly as we normally would, to where that's why our emotions is causing us to be in a hurry. But when our emotion causes us to be in a hurry, that now means that we have a reason to feel the way we feel. Oh, I ain't got time for this. So guess what? I'm gonna stay in my feelings. No, wisdom tells us to wait. So waiting brings about patience. Then when you going into prayer and you asking God to remove this mindset from you, remove this feeling, remove this bitterness, this resentment, we are now bringing about peace, peace. And when we bring about peace, we are now able to deal with the situation. Okay, now I can sit back and I can think about this without getting so angry about this person said this or this person said that, or they did this to me or they did that to me. Well, now that I can sit back and think about it and analyze the whole situation, at this point, allow your humility to kick in. So whether they said it to you and you said X, Y, and Z back to them, because they said it to you first. Allow your humility to kick in. And sometimes that means you have to be the bigger person first when you wasn't even wrong. That means that when you heal and we healing and we have healed, you now have to go to that person and say, look, I'm sorry. Just to get it off of you. And it's okay, because it's not about you being punked. It's not about you being belittled. It's none of that. It's about you gaining control of you, not giving nobody else control of you anymore. Okay. So this 4 week series, I know it's really been 6 weeks because we missed 2 weeks, but it's okay. But these last 2 weeks that we are talking about being healed, it's a choice. Choose to be happy. Choose to be joyful. Choose to be who you are in a good mindset. And understanding that your boundaries around you starts with you. Understanding that you choose not to allow no one else to dictate your happiness starts with you. Because guess what? We healed, we are healing, and that means when you healing, you winning. We all winning. And that's the whole purpose. We're gonna lose sometimes. You must lose in order to win. You must fall in order to be successful. You must you must get some dirt on your shoulders in order to be able to dust the dirt off. So I want to leave you with the embracement of forgiveness brings about healing. We're no longer allowing no one to control us. We are choosing to be healed. We are choosing to understand who you are. And we are choosing to remind ourselves daily of the concept of learning and loving yourself. Because when you love yourself and you learn who you are, then you can remind yourself freely every day that you're your own person best friend, that you are the person that's going to fight for you no matter what. And yes, we do have them people that's going to be in our corner no matter what the situation is. But are you going to be in your corner a whole 100% at any given time? I am. So I encourage you to do the same. As we close out on week 3 and 4 with Real Talk with T Holmes, I want to thank all of my supporters uh, that have encouraged me along the way. I would like to thank all of my people who have supported and who have sponsored Real Talk with T Holmes from the beginning to the end. I would like to thank my media group, Wallace Media Group, Harriet and Scott Wallace, for all the back behind scenes. And guess what? We will be back with season 2. But as we end season 1, this has been a great feeling. It has been a joyous occasion. And guess what? It has been so many weeks after weeks after weeks since May 15th, 2021, that I have been struggling in the midst of coming in here to encourage you. So I hope that this has been, a great season for you all as well. As we close out, I would like to tell you much love, and we will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in, and there you have it from Real Talk with T Holmes.